Hello and welcome back to the channel. So I thought I'd do a bit of an update on the Corrado. As you may know if you've been following us for a little while, after having its recent engine work done, probably about 4 or 5 months ago, it decided to reward me with lots of different electrical faults, one of which included a misfire. So went through various things of trying to trace the misfire. So first step was I inadvertently, and public safety announcement, do not go around doing this, when it was running, went and touched the HT leads into the coil pack. Again, public service announcement, don't do that, because as I find out, you get a very nasty shock if one of them is degraded, which one had. So first step was to replace the HT leads. So did that. Perfect, I thought, job done. Start the car, still a misfire. So it's like, right, okay. Now the only next sort of cheapest step I could go down was thinking, well, it hasn't had plugs in a while. The last time the coil pack down there did actually fail on it, it had been misfiring for a little while, so I thought maybe that could have took a plug down. So I thought, okay, set of plugs. Now also, public service announcement as well, don't assume when you order things to the car without actually checking the plug numbers first, rookie mistake that I did, that they're going to be right. So the exhibit's down here. So these are the original plugs that were in it, Bosch ones, I believe. So I thought, okay, I've no need to bother, take it out. Went on to Auto Dock, put the car registration in, checked the box that said it's not a distributor car. Perfect, job done. Selected a batch that I thought, and what turned up was these. So as you can see, when you put them down next to the originals, they are very different. So motto there, folks, is take out the plugs and actually take all the numbers off them and Google those and use that to buy. So I've now got a set of plugs which, to be fair, I could have sent back, but for what they cost, it wasn't really worth the hassle. So I'll keep them just in case they may fit one of the other cars. But yeah, motto, folks, definitely check them, because as you can see, they are completely different. And yet everything on the Auto Dock website suggested that they fitted this engine code and this car. So yeah, rookie mistake there, and I've learned. So we then changed the plugs and ran it up. It ran okay, so I thought, brilliant. Then we sort of knocked it off just to check a few other things and started it back up again. Exactly the same fault was present. And when you started it, you could smell a lot of unburnt fuel. Now, this car's had issues with injectors before, and we've actually replaced the original set of injectors that were in the engine because they were leaking, which it had a problem aeons back with hot starting, and never sort of got around to finding it. Went to start it one day and there was an almighty bang, to the point it was that loud I actually thought a piston had come out the block. But what it had done is, because the injectors had been leaking, it then shoved all that fuel back into the EGR and all the system there, and exploded one part of the intake system. So yeah, that was fun. So I replaced that, and then I actually found the fault because the rocker gasket at the time was leaking as well. So we stripped all this manifold off, and then when you took that off, you could see in the inlet ports there was unburnt fuel just sitting in each of them. So yeah, that was the issue there. So I changed them for a used set off eBay, which was fine. We put them in, and they had a bit of an issue with sticking, so stuck some Red X in it. They were as good as gold. But now we've changed the plugs, and it did smell of fuel for this fault. We started it up, sort of took the plugs out, cleaned them again with the new plugs and put them back in, and it seemed to behave. So I'm going to start it now and we'll see what happens. But I suspect these injectors are not the healthiest that's in it at the moment. They are, God knows how old. So I have got another spare set that I found on eBay. So what I may do is take those to a local specialist and have them flow test them before I go to the point of stripping everything off to make sure that they're within spec and are working. But alternatively, I'll look for a set of new ones. once I get the prices and confirm the difference between what it is to have the set I've got tested and what it is to buy new ones. But I suspect that the issue's not gone away. Strangely, after we did clean the plugs, put it back in again, it ran, and it ran up warm and it ran fine. So it was kind of a bit weird, but I suspect the issue is still there. But we'll have a go at starting her anyway and see what happens. You may be a bit alarmed at the way the battery's held in. The car's not going anywhere. It's actually sat on the clamp that's underneath at the minute, because I did a bit, if you follow me on Instagram as well, I did a bit of a moan about certain brand of Lion batteries allegedly not working correctly. Personally, I would never buy one again, and this one I fit has been atrocious. It was cheap for a reason. I'm not going to go down that route again. I'll buy a decent battery when I'll send the car in for its test and once we've cured some of these faults. But for now, it'll just do to start it, he says. So come on round and join me inside the car, and hopefully we'll get her started. So join me again in a second. Right, so you join me back inside the Corrado. Apologies for my fingers on the lens. Hopefully she will start. So let's see. Yes, the engine fan is another fault as well. So let's see if she starts. So there we go. So let's jump back out. Oh, and we can go around the front. But she actually, again, noise alert for the fan, is running on all cylinders. So yeah, bit of a mystery. I'll let her warm up a bit and we'll see what happens, see if the Misfire does come back. But that started and is quite happy and is running on all cylinders. And it could have been that those plugs were down and it was just some unburnt fuel that was left sort of sitting in the cylinders that made it last time. But we know it's not sort of chuffing really. It does have a bit of a pop, this back exhaust, because I hillbillied it and took out the centre resonator box, so you always do get a bit of that out the back. But if I do this and the smell, it just smells like normal first starting. It's not chucking out unburnt fuel, so hopefully she might be sorted. But I still suspect that there is an issue with the injectors, so I think I will dig out the spare set and look at having them flow tested at a local company, and we'll see how how it sort of behaves. Although I think I might be hearing a slight miss again. Let's just have a look if I can find the cable. Seems okay. I think there may be an ever so slight miss, but yeah, it's a bit hard to tell with all the noise and everything. But I'll let her warm up and we'll go from there and see what happens. But I suspect those injectors are not entirely happy. I'm just hoping it behave itself so I can get a ticket on it, even though I'm not going to actually drive it, because I then want to sort of next year, when it starts getting not too cold again, is do the electrics and finally banish these electrical gremlins from it. So I just really want to get a ticket, MOT ticket on it, so at least it's another backup usable car, because unfortunately the Peugeot that's hiding over there has decided it didn't have enough attention recently, and yeah, I think it's got injector seal leak, so that's booked in the garage next week, because I just don't have the time, or to be honest the energy with work and everything, to do that at the moment. So my steed for next week will be good old Hannibal again, heading into work. So last week I actually used my brother's new 90s car, which again, if you follow us on Insta, you may have seen sort of just a few sneaky pics of that, but I will be doing a reveal video on that one as well, so you can see what sort of latest 90s car will be joining the fleet. But I'll give you a clue. If you use the phrase Retmobile, you can probably guess it's one of two brands of cars. So yeah, join us hopefully next weekend maybe, when I'll be able to do a bit of a release video on that, and you can see what that is, what the issues is with that, if there is any, and what we've got to do. But yeah, I'm just going to let the old Rado warm up a bit, and we'll see if that Misfire comes back. And I will keep you updated. So thanks for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. Drive safe and see you all soon. Bye bye for now.